the Great and his family were some wicked Israelites.
Shalom, shalom. Giving all praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahawashi. Give me that picture. So, who is Herod's daddy? You'll understand why they took the apocrypha out the Bible. So, you are what your daddy is, ain't you? Right. So, who's giving us all this false information? So, if we want to find out who's Herod's pappy, shouldn't we go to the scriptures and find it out? Right. Shouldn't we go to the documents that's true? Or should we just believe the lies that we've been pumped to? Let's go to 1 Maccabees 12 and 16. No. Let's just peek and see. Let's just see. Let's just see. Because the first one, this is who his pappy is. You know, if we've been taught history wrong, I'm for certain we was taught the Bible wrong.
Right. That's right.
So
bring it out. That's right.
Why is it that the Christianity doctrine and the truth is the truth, and the truth is not the truth? Which is the truth? Read that out.
1 Maccabees, chapter 12, verse 16. For this cause we chose Numanus, the son of Antiochus, and Antipater, the son of Jason.
The son of Jason, read.
And sent them unto the Romans.
So why they were sent? Keep reading.
To renew the amenity.
Oh boy. Shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel of God, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson, man. I'm not going to make this long, Lord's will. Hit a few bullet points on this whole Herod the Great. The Israelite and his family was some wicked Israelites. They're going to hit a couple of points to debunk that because, for one thing, bro, you guys are waxing worse and worse. And just tell by the introduction of this video, you guys are not passionate about what you do. Second of all, you guys are not in the spirit. That's easily detectable if you're dealing with the spirit of Yahweh, Yahawashi. And you guys are not in the spirit, man. You guys are just putting out misinformation and confusion to start up controversy because you guys need attention. You're like women, you know? All right, so for one thing, when you say Jason, do you not understand of Antiochus, the Epiphanes, the line of Antiochus, that come from the line of the Idumeans or Edom? That's like saying Alexander the Great was a Jake. He was not. Now, he dealt with the Israelites, okay, because even at times he reverenced the high priest. So they dealt directly with Israelites. This is the reason why Herod lived his life as a Jew, because he dealt with them. He's been among our people, okay? And you don't know if it was talking about, when you say of Jason, you don't even know if that's talking about the same Jason when it says of the house of Jason in the New Testament. You don't know if that's even talking about the same people because you didn't do the research on it. Now, what I will say is that you did have Jake Caesars, you did have Jake Emperors, you did. Okay, like Constantine, he was a wicked Israelite. Okay, during the time of what they call the not Constantinople, but the Holy Roman Empire, which formulated to be what they call the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages, which Byzantine means goes into backwards. So you did have wicked Israelites. You did have wicked Jakes that did sit in seats of Rome. You did have wicked Jakes. Same thing with America today. You have wicked Israelites that's in government. You have wicked Israelites that's Greeks. You have wicked Israelites that's Romans. That is true. But Herod the Great was definitely not an Israelite. Okay, now he lived among Jake. It was speculated that his mother may have been a Israelite or a Jew, so he may have looked like the Israelite, but his father was that of the Herodian dynasty, which the father line of the Herodian dynasty were all Edomites, man. That's not hard to say. And you said, well, history has told us lies, so we'll make you think the Bible was wrong. Wait. Well, you said specifically will make you think that we've been taught the Bible the right way. So what are you trying to say? So you're trying to say that before we learned this truth, or of course before we learned the truth, we were taught the scriptures the wrong way. But we didn't get this information when we were Christians. We didn't care about Roman Caesars or Pontius Pilate or Antipater or Domitian. We didn't know nothing about these people for real. We didn't study up on that. We just knew they were Romans and they were possibly white people. Hell, we thought the Lord could have been white. So whatever statement you're alluding to, man, you sneak dissing. Just come out and say that, oh, well, GMS or whoever you throwing shots at, just come out and say that, man, y'all teaching us misleading information, which is not true. But basically, that's what you're saying. Because he going to say, well, he didn't teach his history the right way. So let me ask you this, bro. If the Romans, right, which was a bunch of pedophiles and homosexuals, right, same thing today. For one thing, you don't believe in reincarnation because do you not believe that the people that sat on the Roman Senate over 2,000 years ago, you don't think these are the same people that's back in Congress today or the British Parliament? You don't think these are the same people? Because if you don't, then you don't understand reincarnation. But on top of that, the Romans had a very, very dark history. They had a lot of slander was brought out about them, about how vile they was, about how they dealt with other men, etc. Why would they lie about that on Esau? Okay, now if that was the case of them being people of color, they definitely wouldn't hesitate to put that out there. But that's not out there. So that shows you right there, you guys' information is off. That's why the scriptures say ye err, not knowing the scriptures. So let's go into a few bullet points, and I don't want to spend all day on this. All right. But I did the research on it, and we've already noticed Herod the Great, Herod the First, was also known as Herod the Great, was a Roman client king of Judea. Okay. See, this is where they get it twisted. Just because you were king over Judea or Israel doesn't mean you were necessarily Israelite. Because remember, we were brought into bondage. The Romans had us captive. Same thing in the Ptolemaic dynasty, man. You had the Alexandrian Jews that was under the rule of Ptolemy. All right. So we'll just say if Ptolemy was king over Judea, which Judea is a province. But let's just say if he was king over Judea at that time, would that make him an Israelite? No, it wouldn't have. All right. So it says he was born in 72 BC, Edom. We already know who Edom is, the so-called white man. Esau throws misinformation in there and say they're of Arabic descent, but the Arabs clearly couldn't be the nation of Edom. Okay. They make it seem like this white man or this Edomite just totally disappeared and he's nowhere to be found. But the Edomite is right. He's running your job. He's sitting right in the boss's chair at your job. He's sitting right at the unemployment office. He's sitting right in your president's seat. These are the Edomites. Okay, if you know the prophecy. Nationality, Roman. All right. Says children, Herod, Antipas, Herod, Archelaus, Herod II, Philip the Tetrarch, Antipater II, Aristobulus IV. Okay. Parents, Antipater the Idumean, Cypros. So we can stop right there. We already know who the Idumeans are, and we'll look that up. You got to understand, Herod was pretty much like a surname or like a title. Okay, like the Herodian dynasty. Okay, that was pretty much like a title, so to speak, like Flavius Josephus. Okay, that was pretty much like a title for the particular scholars or the particular men that sat in that particular stead at that time. All right. So anyway, got another article from the Jerusalem Post. Now, proved if this was a Israelite, why would this happen? So it says, to curry the favor of Rome, King Herod put a golden eagle. Okay, and let's think about this. Who hardens the eagle, or who embodies the symbol of the eagle? Esau, Edom. It's little bullet points in the scriptures, like when it tells you that a nation that who tongue thou knowest not, who's as swift as eagles. The scriptures go all into the different bullet points and certain subliminal messages about who this man is. And the fact that the Romans used the eagle, the Greeks, okay, today the Americans, all Esau's conglomerate sign is an eagle. So this right here proves that this is a so-called white man, man. You know, Jake ain't starting this shit. But it says, to curry the favor of Rome, King Herod put a golden eagle outside the temple of Jerusalem. Like other military standards, this eagle was carried into battle. Ooh, military standards, right? So let's do this. That's a good point. All right. So let's go here. American military emblems. Bingo. The eagle. It's nothing new under the sun. Look at this. Matter of fact, look at that, the eagle. Look at this, the eagle. So these are all bullet points to show you that these were Idumean, these were Edomites. It's the Romans, they're back again today. It's common knowledge, man. I don't know if you guys are playing or you guys are just trying to start controversy, but come on, man. Y'all got to be better than that. American military eagle. Look at this. Come on, man. Now let's look up American Congress and see who sits there. Now, you got Jake's in Congress. I'm not going to lie about that. But Jake ain't really running nothing. He's basically just an associate. He's an employee. Now, if I can zoom in, matter of fact, this is a good picture right here. Now, who's there? All Edomites, man. Biden, Edomite. Kamala, she's a heathen. This chick on the right, she's an Edomite, man. Okay, you got a Jake here to the left, but hey, mainly Edomites. They always had Israelites that was in Congress or Senate. You had Jakes. That's the only how they was able to take down other Israelites, because you had Jakes that was part of the Roman army. You had Jakes that was in the Roman army. Okay, you had Jakes that fought with the Greeks. We never said that, but say Herod is a Jake, that's not true. Look, you got a Jake woman right there. It's nothing new under the sun. But overall, this is Esau's madness. Okay, so I just wanted to make that quick point real quick and go back to where I was going to. So let's finish reading. It says, like other military standards, this eagle was carried into battle. It says the presence of the eagle meant the presence of the Roman legion. By placing one of the gates, Herod was making a powerful statement regarding Jerusalem's sovereignty under Rome, meaning we were still able to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments, but we still had to pay tributary to the Roman Empire. Same thing today. We're able to practice our religion freely to some degree, but we still have to pay Roman. We still have what they call an American citizenship. American or Roman citizenship is the same pretty much damn thing. Like Paul, he was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, but he said, I am a citizen of Rome. I have a Roman citizenship, meaning that you're legally binded by contractual agreement in your particular province or your country. Okay? It's not a nationality, it's just a citizenship. Your citizenship doesn't dictate your nationality, at least in this day and age. Confusion. So it says, anyway, by placing one of the gates, Herod was making a powerful statement regarding Jerusalem's sovereignty under Rome. It says making idols was forbidden to the Jewish people, even if there was no attempt to worship them. Yet Romans regarded the eagle standards as holy symbols, anointing them on special days. To respected teachers of the law, Judas and Matthias spoke to religious scholars about this because they dealt directly with the Romans and Greeks. Okay? How the hell you think that the high priest was in league with the Romans, man? How you think they was able to grab up Yahawashi? And it says, and a group of these men pulled down the golden eagle and cut it to pieces. The king captains detained 40 participants along with Matthias and Judas. And you can read this, okay? Because Matthias. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep reading. It says here, the kings detained 40 participants along with Matthias and Judas and brought them before Herod. It says they explained that they made the choice to destroy the idol because they upheld the law of Moses and loved their religion. That's clearly a distinction there. You see what I'm saying? Now, if these were other Israelites, they would have just flat out condemned them and told them, look, man, you going off, etc. They just would have just went in on them. Like, how the hell are you upholding these customs of heathens like the prophets always said? It says, offended Herod gathered Jewish leaders together in a theater. Now, if they were the same people, they wouldn't have to just keep saying Herod and Jewish. They just would have said he grabbed the other Jews up, or the other Herodians up, and threw them in prison. And together in a theater, and he lectured them about all the things he had done for them, including improvements to their temple. It says the Jewish leaders were all afraid of Herod and relented. Herod had those responsible for the sedition burnt alive, and he drew it says, and appointed a new high priest, one subordinate to Herod in Rome. Okay, so this is something an Edomite would do. Period, man. Burning motherfuckers alive for this. It's the same way, because you don't pledge allegiance to their flag. It's the same damn thing. Okay, so these are bullet points to prove that Herod was indeed not a Jake. He was a Edomite, man. All right, and we're going to look it up. It says the Herodian dynasty was a royal dynasty. And you got to remember, man, they've been among Israelites. Herod lived as an Israelite, so to speak. He knew about the customs, etc. He wanted to be part of that lineage, but he knew he wasn't. That's why he gravitated more towards what he would call the Jews' religion, because he knew about the Most High. How the hell you think he understood when Yahawashi was born? How you think he understood that and seek the men to destroy Yahawashi? Because he knew that he was going to come and put an end to their dominance at a latter time. Herod understood that. Now, if Herod was an Israelite, I mean, you got the 2/3 that buck up against us, etc., because they don't want Jake to rule over them. But no, man, he took it upon himself to search out the Lord and put him to death, because he knew that he was going to be the king of Israel. If he knew that much, and let's just say if he was an Israelite, he would have understood that the government was going to be given back to Israel. He wouldn't bitch about it. So come on, man, use common sense. This is really common sense. It says the dynasty of the Idumean Edomite descent, ruling the Herodian kingdom and later in the Herodian technocracy. It says technocracy. It says, as a vassal state of the Roman Empire. It says the Herodian dynasty began with Herod the Great, who assumed the throne of Judea with Roman support, bringing down the century-long Hasmonean kingdom. Okay, it says his kingdom lasted between, I think the Hasmoneans, if I'm not mistaken, were Israelites, but don't quote me on that. It says his kingdom lasted until his death in 4 BCE. And if I'm off on that, Salakia, but you can look it up. It says which lasted for about 10 years. It says most tetrarchies, including Judea proper, was incorporated into Judea province from 6th century through limited Herodian de facto kingship into Agrippa's death in 44, which is the CE stands for Christian era, and nominal title of kingship continued to 92 CE, when the last Herodian monarch, Agrippa II, died and Rome assumed full power, de jure domain. Okay, so look over here. It says, during this time, Hasmonean ruler John Hysenius conquered Idumea, and forced the Edomites to convert over to Judaism. Okay, it says the Edomites were gradually integrated into Judea nation. This is why I said Herod, he lived his life as a Jew. He knew the customs, man. He knew the law, statutes, and commandments. He probably was rocking the fringes and everything. Like I said, it came out a while back. We speculated his mother could have been Israelite, that history, I don't have as much information, but the apostles spoke on it a while back, but then again, it's still kind of foggy in my mind, but I remember that being said, but it's things are in the air, okay, because he lived his life as an Israelite, and it makes sense that a lot of those Edomites pop Israelite women and had children with them. They called tares, okay, so you could say he kind of had respect for the Jewish religion, so to speak, but overall, he hated the Israelites because he was an Edomite. It says Edomites were gradually integrated into Judean nations, and some of them reached high-ranking positions. It says, in the days of Alexander Jenius, the Edomite Antipas was appointed governor of Edom. His son Antipater, father of Herod the Great, was the chief advisor to Hasmonean Hyrcanus II, and managed to establish a good relationship with the Roman Republic, who at the time extended their influence over the region. It says, following the conquest of Syria and intervention in a civil war in Judea. Okay, so I can stop it right there, man. He's clearly was an Edomite. I mean, there's no getting around it. Okay, check this out. It says he was the son of Antipater the Idumean, a high-ranking official under Enarch Hyrcanus II, and Cypros, a Netabian Arab princess from the city of Petra, which is now Jordan, which Esau, land of Edom. Herod's father was by descent an Edomite whose ancestors converted to Judaism. Herod was raised as a Jew. Okay, doesn't mean he was an Israelite, but he was raised as one. Prime example, Jake was raised as Greeks, man. Look at what's this guy's mother's name? Was it Timothy's mother, or was it his father? I believe. No, the mother was in the truth. She understood the truth, but the father was a Greek. Okay, he was raised under the Greek customs. Same thing with Timothy. Same thing with Cornelius, part of the Roman band. They were raised up in these customs because we lost the law, statutes, and commandments. We was dispersed. The kingdom split. Okay, so is it not possible for other nations to raise up in our customs? Because, hey, what Yahawashi say? He said, look, go to the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel. Samaritan enter ye not. Because he know that those was a bunch of false Hamites down there trying to infiltrate the Jews' religion. That's why he says Samaritan enter ye not. You know? So, no, man, you know? So, you guys, man, you need to recheck your history on that. So let's start here. This is the book of Matthew, 2nd chapter. It says here, now when Yahawashi was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Okay? And it says, saying, where is he that was born of the Jews? For you have seen his star in the east, and they come to worship him. And when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Why was he troubled? Because they knew that this marked the end of their rulership. They didn't understand then, but latter time now. All right. So let's look up Herod. Okay. And get some understanding on that in the Bible.
Strong's G 2264. Herodes.
All right. So it says here, the name of the royal family that flourished among the Jews in the time of Yahawashi and the apostles. Herod the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea. There you go. See? Appointed king of Judea BC by the Roman Senate at the suggestion of Antony, and with the consent of Octavian, he at length overcame the great opposition which the country made him to took possession of the kingdom. In the battle of Actium, he was confirmed by Octavian, whose favor he's never enjoyed. Okay? So anyway, they go into all this other stuff. But the point I want to make is the fact it says of Idumea. So let me look up Idumea. We're going to look up Idumea. Now, honestly, you have Idumea in the Bible. It's in Isaiah, the 34th chapter. Let's get that real quick, because Idumea is just a Greek way of saying Edom. All right, so this is the book of Isaiah 34:6. It says, and the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of kidneys and rams. And the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah, which Bozrah was a city in Edom. It says, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Let's look up Idumea in the Hebrew. All right. Idumea, Edom. Well, you can say Adawan is Lord. It's kind of similar. Adawanyum. You got Adawan and you got Adawanyum, which is Edom, means red. Okay. So here we go. Edom equals red. Edomite, Idumeans of Esau, land of Edom, Idumea, land of southeast of Palestine. So you can't get around that, bro. I mean, these things you just can't get around. Like, so that's why I said this is just a pointless argument. These guys, they're not even in the spirit. Okay, let's read this. This is 2 Maccabees 10, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at 11. It says, so when he was come to the crown, he set one Lysias over the affairs of his realm, and appointed him his chief governor over Cilicia and Phoenix. For Ptolemus, he was called a Macrum, choosing rather to do justice unto the Jews for the wrong that had been done unto them, endeavored to continue peace with them. And whereupon, being accused of the king's friends before Eupator, you can look him up, and called traitor at every word because he have left Cyprus, it says that Philometor had committed it to him and departed into Antiochus Epiphanes, which is an Edomite, okay, of the Seleucid dynasty. It says, and seeing that he was in no honorable place, he was so discouraged that he poisoned himself and died. Okay, it says here, but when Georgius was governor over the host, he hired soldiers and nourished war continually with the Jews. Who does that? Edomites. It says here, it says, and therewithal the Idumeans have gotten into their hands of the most commodous holds and kept the Jews occupied, and receiving those that were banished from Jerusalem, they went about to Noah's war. Okay, then the scripture said that we was going to be a war with Amalek from then on henceforth until the end. Okay, and a lot of these Greeks, a lot of these Antiochus, Herod, a lot of them are coming back as Amalekites too, man. A lot of those 12 Caesars, man, they would be considered Amalekites to this day. Like Biden, I don't know his history into Jewish origins, but Trump, all these guys that's coming back, these are the same people coming back in power. Okay, the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun. All right, so anyway, let me see something real quick. We're going to end it. But anyway, this is the book of First Maccabees 1. And 1, it says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, you can look him up too. It says, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and the Medes, and he reigned in his stead over Greece. Okay. Now, if you go down to the verse 10, it says, and after this death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them, that many years and evils were multiplied in the earth. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who have been hostage at Rome. And he reigned 137 years of the kingdom of the Greeks. Now look up Antiochus Epiphanes. Look up the Seleucid dynasty, and look up Alexander's 4 generals. Okay, look up Antiochus. You can look up, what's his name, Cassander. You can look up Lacedaemon, and you can look up Ptolemy. Look up those 4 men, okay? And look up the Seleucid dynasty. You're going to see that these were Edomites, okay? One more scripture, and I'm going to end it. The point has been made. You know, in Slovakia, I was kind of a little choppy there. You know, I used to do my lessons and walk around, and it's kind of like a anxiety thing. I don't know. I think my mom used to do that shit. She'd get on the phone and walk around. So a lot of times y'all brothers hit me a little choppy because it's kind of like I'm getting cardio and doing the show at the same time. So Slovakia has been a habit in my family for years. All right. So this is the book of Matthew 22 and 29. It says, in Yahawashi answered and said it to them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of the Most High. All right. So anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim and Yahawashi. And with that, shalom and a ball.